still watching.
Okay. Sorry.
That's right. Can anyone hear us? I could see your mouth moving, Delyn, but
I can hear you.
okay, excellent. Our thing is still saying launching for some reason.
There we are.
Hello.
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 How are you today?
Fantastic.
Excellent, excellent. Hello, everyone. If you care to share your picture or not picture, but your actual face, Andrea, we see your picture. You look beautiful. If you care to share your video that everyone can see you, you can you should have a video button that you can just take the line out of by clicking it on, and then your video on your camera will show. You also should have a like a microphone that has a red line through it, and that microphone will allow you to speak. Hello, Connie. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Charlotte.
Hello.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm good. A little tired, but good.
Good. Your hair looks great.
I actually spent some time on it for a change. Yay.
It looks beautiful.
Well, thank you. Miracles happen.
Awesome. Is that Stephanie Sitman?
Hello,
Is that Stephanie Wade or Stephanie Sitman?
Sitman.
Hello. How are
Hello.
you?
Good. How are you?
Good. We have two Stephanies today. That's why I was asking, because I can't see you.
I don't know why that is.
You should have, are you on a phone or are you
I
on?
am. I'm on a phone.
Okay. So if you kind of like scroll your hand over the screen, it should pop up to have like at the bottom a mute or unmute button. And it should also have a video camera that you can show your video. Okay, you found the mute.
Yeah, I don't have a Oh, is it my share? No,
No?
I don't have anything down there with. That's all right. I can hear you.
Okay,
Okay.
that's all
That's
right.
show my picture. I got a little person in there. It's just not me.
Oh, funny. Connie, same thing with you. And Kelly, welcome. Hi, how are you today? We can't hear you. You have a mute button and an unmute button.
Mm.
That should be like a little microphone.
Mm.
Let me try on my end. I might be able to unmute you.
There you go.
Okay, I unmuted you. Hello, Kelly.
Hi,
Hi, where are you from?
I live in Florida,
Where in Florida?
Cocoa Beach.
Ah, welcome. So are you a Tracy referral today or a Delyn referral?
Tracy, she just lives
Tracy.
next door.
Welcome, welcome. We're
Thank
glad
you.
to have you. Sorry we couldn't be there in person.
That's okay, I'm okay with that.
So are we. So are we. And Andrea, I don't know if you can speak. We see your picture, but Andrea, where are you from? Okay, we can't hear you, Andrea. If you should have a mute unmute button.
And she goes by Andy.
Andy. Well, hi, Andy. So Delyn, is Andy your friend? Delyn,
Yes, ma'am.
is Andy your friend?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. Does she live near you or?
No, she is another flight attendant. I flew with her last week, and she is also a life coach.
Oh, good.
Cool. Very cool. Well, welcome, Andy. Excited to have you here. It looks like Denise just joined us, but Denise, you're looking muted, and also it looks like we're looking at your ceiling.
I have my camera covered up because I'm eating lunch.
Yeah, we're looking at tape.
Off of another,
Picture is, but mine's that little person.
yeah, it is a sticky thing I've got on there.
Gotcha.
I don't want you to watch me eating. I'll take it off when I get through eating.
We got you. We got you. Pip loaded us up with some
We have
fresh juice
a healthy snack of olives.
and fresh juice from the juicer, some red beets and carrots and apples and ginger. And I've got some green tea. I'm loaded.
And because it's a wine and wellness, we have OPC and wine glasses.
Mine's just salad and water.
So,
Maria just joined us and then left.
let me see if I can put our first poll.
Oh.
Stephanie, you're on the beach,
Oh,
girl.
look at that.
I'm at the pool.
I don't blame you. It's
Show
beautiful.
us the water, please. Show us something to look at up north. Come on. Turn
Oh,
it around.
Good job, girl. Thanks for bringing the fun to the party.
No, you're welcome.
Our pool is closed. We're not allowed to go to it.
Ah,
It's
The
locked.
only thing we're allowed to do.
Yeah, our pool's completely closed. Hello, Maria. How are you?
Here's Alan.
Cheers. Hey, Alan. How are
Hey.
you?
Terrible.
suffering.
Yeah, I'm suffering by the pool.
We all should suffer so badly.
Yeah, really. Hello, Amanda. You have a mute button. You can unmute and say hello. I'm going to throw up we made a few polls to make this fun for the first half hour. So I'm going to launch our first poll. Okay, we'll leave that up just for a little while as everyone's coming in. As you saw, we kind of brought a little bit of everything to the party today. We aim to please.
Water's winning, but tequila just got a vote.
Must be Tracy.
it's a little early.
It's a lie, actually.
Actually, others really rolling in there. So I'm curious, what's the other? Share what you're drinking if you care to.
Oh, I am drinking water, though. I just want tequila.
Maria, what's in your glass?
I also have water, but I have some vitamin C, some immune, and some vitamin D, which I'm drinking right now.
Good girl. Good girl.
Here, for Stephanie.
Do it.
We'll pour you one.
Yolanda came in just as I was showing the tequila. She's like, party girl.
You're in the right place.
Oh, so Yolanda, welcome. We can't hear you. You're muted.
There we go. Hello, everyone.
Hello, welcome to the party. So we're taking a poll to see what everyone's bringing to the party today. What drink are you bringing? Oh, you're bringing some aloe. That would go under the other category. Oh,
I can't do tequila.
no, neither can I. Not my drink of choice by any means.
Nor I.
That would be me, the black sheep.
Leave it to you, Stephanie.
Yeah, I know. Tell you, I only do it because it's only this much and it's quick.
There you go. There you go. I have that same philosophy with some things.
Yeah.
It's called vodka.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey, listen,
welcome.
you put it on the list.
That would be me.
My husband had something to do with that.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that was probably Pip.
I created the poll with a little bit of input. And so,
Laura, hi.
welcome, Laura. How are you?
My phone battery has 15% left.
Oh, no.
Laura, it looks like you're on mute.
You're muted.
You're muted. We see your lips moving.
Your lips move, but I cannot hear what you say.
Did you not
I'm
look
here
at it?
now.
There you go. Another
did
pool
you-
attendee.
Oh, yeah.
Then why did you ask me to do that?
Let's see here. Can you guys still see the poll that's up or?
Hmm.
I think once you answer it, it goes away.
Okay.
Okay. I just pulled it back up to look at it. Let's see where we are.
Forgot to get dressed.
Yes, I did.
Looks like other is still winning.
Find it.
I'm curious what this other stuff is.
And we didn't vote.
You can't.
Roma only C for me this afternoon.
All right, let's see. We got some other people chiming in here. We've got, let's see, it looks like I don't have names yet. So,
Somebody's driving, but we don't have a name.
hi, Mary.
There we go. Mary's iPhone.
Looks like Mary's driving. So we're going to say focus on driving
And not drinking other.
and not drinking other. That is correct.
Lori's here.
Lori's
Why you
here.
never clean
Hello,
on your
Lori.
What?
You never
You're
clean
on, you're on mute, Lori.
700. Where do you think it goes?
Oh, I cleaned it every now and then. That's nothing, then.
It's not nothing. You got 700 things in there, and that's what slows your phone down.
I will have 5,000
That's why.
in there. sometime.
Alan and Stephanie, you're not on mute, just so you know.
Okay.
We're okay with that, but we want you to know that. Mary, we can see you talking, but you're on mute. You need to hit unmute.
But stay focused on the road.
Yeah.
No.
Lori, you're unmuted now. You should be able to talk.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
You, Lori.
Hey.
All right, I'm gonna wind up this first poll here. Let's put it, and if you haven't answered the poll yet, you have a couple of seconds and we're gonna take it down. What drink are you bringing to the party today? Pip and I have brought juice.
Isotonics.
We've brought a mixture of our own healthy wine. I brought green tea. I'm well supplied. And Pip has some olives.
That means vodka.
No, there's no vodka yet.
Yeah.
Keyword, yet.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like water and other have come in for a tight first place. So
Are you
let's
having a quarantining?
quarantini. Yeah, we're doing a
Quarantining. That's cute.
that is cute. So I'm going to just leave that up for a little bit longer while people are chiming in. So what's everybody want to learn about today?
Immunity.
Good one.
That's the biggest one.
Anybody else want to learn something today?
I want to learn whatever you want to teach me. Because you teach me something every time you open your mouth.
Oh, I wish my husband could say the same.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
What's the
That's not what
definition?
he says to me.
What's the definition of an expert, Pip?
Own little.
Anybody but your spouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You check spam? No, no.
Actually, we joke about it, but we're very supportive of each other.
I know you are. I'm teasing.
It looks like Kelly has joined us. All of you who have joined us who we cannot see your faces, if you would like to be a part that we can see you, you don't have to be. But if you'd like to be a part, you can actually click your little video button.
Kelly was with us.
Oh,
before.
Kelly was with us
She
at
was
the
from
beginning.
Cocoa.
Sorry, Kelly. I saw the name but didn't see your picture to go with it. But if you'd like to show your video, there should be a little video button at the bottom. And there's also a microphone button, so you can go back and forth whether you want to show your camera or not, and whether you want to speak or not. We'll still mute everyone when we start just for background noise purposes.
Hi, everybody. I found
button.
Hi.
Mary.
Mary.
Mary, where are you from?
I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh, wow. Wow, good for you. So it looks like you're driving somewhere right now.
I am. I'm driving to my parents' house.
Okay, well, stay.
Hi, Mary.
Stay very safe.
I will. Tracy will tell you about this. I do this every day, so yeah. This is my good 30 minutes of car time.
There you go. There you go. Very
And
good.
Tracy, I miss you. I wish I was there drinking with you.
I don't think Tracy's actually here yet. I don't see Tracy's name. I see, although I do have one person that's just an iPhone, so I don't know who that is. They're incognito.
I just texted her, so she said that she was still filling up for the webinar. So that was at 12:42.
Okay.
So maybe she's getting on now.
Okay. Well, we still have plenty of time. I mean, we still have plenty of time. Oh, it looks like somebody else is joining us from an iPad.
Oh, I bet that's Tracy.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's probably Tracy.
Okay, it looks like Stephanie's back on Alan's phone now.
Hello, Mary.
There's Tracy. Hey, Tracy. Oh, there you go.
She's still there.
It keeps.
As people join, the squares shift around.
Yeah. It did.
Tracy, unmute your
She's on mute.
microphone.
Okay, are we a Rubik's Cube of squares moving around?
Pretty much. It's a big Brady bunch.
Or Walton family.
There's Winifred.
Hi, Winifred.
Hello.
You're muted.
Tracy.
Tracy, you're muted. If you can find the unmute button.
Lower left-hand corner. If I can find it, you can find it.
Not necessarily.
Well, but Lynn is our SMEs. She's our system or our expert on these electronical things. So
Bottom
she will
left
attest to that.
Tracy.
Awesome. Hey, Winifred, how are you? I can see you're unmuted now.
Great. How are
Awesome.
you guys?
Awesome. Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to bring up the poll one last time, and then we're going to move on to the next poll. And so, what drink are you bringing to the party today?
I've got lemonade.
Lemonade. That would be other. We were trying to think of all the different things people would bring, and then we were like, okay, we can't list everything out.
She can't vote in the poll because she's driving, so she's adding.
Okay, am I unmuted now?
Yeah.
We're unmuted
there you go.
now. Hello.
All right.
How are you feeling?
I just got out of bed.
Well, just take us to bed. Get back in it.
I'm in the dark because my air conditioning not working and it's supposed to be 90 degrees today, so I'm keeping everything.
Oh, no.
Oh, prayers for that.
Do you
Yeah.
want me to send Trevor?
You know, I can't. I have to wait till the parts come in, and that won't be till after the weekend.
Oh, no. Oh.
I'll survive.
I'm going to take this poll down. It looks like other one with a close second of water. All right, so there's your results. Let me share them.
Speakerphone on this.
So it looks like we had one person with coffee, a couple with iced tea or tea, or no, nobody with iced tea or tea. Interesting.
Look at tequila. It's up to 2.
I should join that one.
I was just thinking, wine is pro.
What's interesting is the Wine and Wellness brought no wine.
This is a hardcore group. They brought tequila instead.
Hey, I thought about champagne.
Oh, there you go.
All right, so let me see if I can find the second poll while we're having some fun here. All right, stop sharing results. Let me see. All right, you ready for poll number 2?
Yes. Yep.
Here it comes. How many servings of fresh vegetables do you eat each day on average? You can pick more than one answer, but obviously you don't want to pick the first 2.
Oh.
What if I can't text? Can someone text for me?
No one can text for you, but we'll
We'll
put it
write
in.
down your answer.
All right, let's go with 4.
Okay. That would be a 3 to 5.
I'm not seeing
Oh,
the
well,
poll.
I'm an average.
Yeah.
That's okay.
We're
It's
not seeing
okay.
the poll.
That's good. We got it.
We got it. We know you're driving.
but
no worries.
nothing came up on our screen.
Let's see the
Oh,
poll.
you know what? Because I didn't launch it. I'm learning.
Here you go.
There you go. Now
I have a question. I have a question, Beth.
Yes.
Do the greens count as our 9?
Say it again. You kicked out.
Do the greens count? Mm. No, because it's fresh vegetables.
Yeah, let's go with fresh vegetables.
Fresh.
But good question. Good question.
You look great today, Lori.
Well, I decided to put makeup on
No.
since I was going to be on TV.
So I didn't put makeup on.
I was
today.
going to, I noticed.
I'm going to social distance on my motorcycle lately, so there was no sense in putting makeup on.
Oh, funny. You guys are too much. So Winifred asked a question that I'll throw out because we're not going to actually cover this today. But if you are somebody who doesn't feel like you get enough greens in your diet, then you should look at supplementing some greens in your diet, and you should follow up with the person who invited you, because we have a very, very easy way for that to happen. I'm happy that we do not have anyone that has said, I hate vegetables. What a group we have. That's awesome, you guys. I'm waiting for that one. Who's going to be honest?
This would be normal for on the phone.
Hey, Stephanie Wade. Dr. Wade is in the house. Hello.
Hey.
Woo. We're happy that you're not having to be quarantined at the hospital today.
Here's the,
I think you're on mute.
that's my icon for speaker.
You can unmute.
I'm going to unmute you.
There you go.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Hold on. I hit it at the same time. Okay, now you're
I
good.
think you're good.
There's Kelly. Hi, Kelly. You're muted too.
Can't hear Stephanie.
No, I-
Your lips are moving.
Oh.
Let's see.
Hey, everybody, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to mute in about 5 minutes.
No,
I got to talk to some painters, but I will, I'll still be in my, you'll still be in my ears.
Okay.
Okay.
I appreciate you letting us know that.
Yeah, don't think I fell off the earth.
We're actually going to unmute or mute everyone during the presentation, just so it's no background noise, and then we'll unmute everyone at the end again.
Okay, hang on a minute. I gotta get Kelly unmuted.
Kelly knows how to unmute herself. She was already unmuted at the beginning, Tracy.
Well, she's still muted.
She
I muted myself so it wasn't loud.
Oh, okay. Hi, Kelly.
And I'm not coughing in everybody's face.
Kelly's my next door neighbor.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
She takes beautiful care of plants.
Awesome. Lori looks like she has somebody joining her in person.
Lori's doing business.
This is Jenny. This is Beth.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Thank you.
She just started some of the products recently and wanted more information.
Yeah, I love the vitamin packet.
Awesome. Well, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, Willie.
Who'd you say hi to, Maria?
Willie, Charlotte's dog.
Oh, I'm looking at the screen. I'm going, I don't see a Willie.
I don't see a Willie.
Oh, look at it.
The Bluetooth device is connected
Oh, you
successfully.
guys are funny. Stephanie, I'm not sure why we didn't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Oh, there you go.
So I logged out and logged back in. So that's all I did.
So welcome to the party.
Oh.
Our first poll question that you missed was, what did you bring to the party to drink?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Usually in Arizona for wine.
Coffee. So there should be a poll up on your screen right now. If you haven't answered it, go ahead and answer it, and we'll be pulling that back down here shortly.
Move on.
Look at this. Wow.
Say hi.
Six
Hey,
or
Beth.
more. Look at all the people.
6 or more.
Nobody hates vegetables,
That's good.
but they admit to.
But there's always room for improvement.
Nobody's eating none per day. That's good. Hey, Richard.
Hey, what's going on, Pip?
Hey,
Where'd you see Richard? Oh.
next to Laura.
My wife.
Hey, Mr. Cummings, how are you?
Good, good. How you doing, Beth?
Doing well, doing well.
There's
So-
Mary.
Obviously, you guys have to get together and decide on this poll together because you can't answer it individually since you're together.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Not on the internet. It's the best
So
time.
here's a question. If I minus this out and minimize it from my screen, do you guys still see the poll on your screen?
I don't see it.
The poll's
I
gone.
answered it.
No.
So once you answer it, the poll is gone?
Yes.
After you submit it.
Okay. So I'm going to end the polling and share the results. Let's see what we've got. Drum roll, please.
Probably your watch.
Look at that.
Wow.
We've got 1 to 2, so there's room for improvement. But look at that, 6 or more, 36%. And 21% of you actually love vegetables. Nobody said they hated them. So that's good news because there's room for improvement.
Daughter-in-law in Phoenix.
So, all right, we're going to move on to our third and final poll for the beginning of the day.
Now we can
here.
see Denise. She took her tape off. Hi, Denise.
All right, let me go to poll 3.
Jenny,
All right,
tried
I'm launching. Are you ready? This is a tough one.
You guys want to
Oh, how often do you exercise for more than 20 minutes straight?
Never.
Well, do you?
This is like watching QVC. We can see all the numbers changing.
Yep. I think she's frozen.
Wait, I'm going to minimize this because it looks like somebody else just joined us.
The problem was your watch. I don't know, but I unpaired it.
Amanda and Connie, I don't know if you can unmute yourselves. We can't see you or hear you.
Make sense?
And then we have somebody on an iPhone that's not identified. So if you are able to unmute and identify yourself, say hello, we'd love to hear from you.
I was going to say, hey, everybody, it's Mary. I left from the car to the house. I may be the iPhone that's not identified.
No, yours
No?
says Mary's iPhone.
Okay, I showed you the dog. She says hi, too.
Well, hi to the dog.
Woof.
Woof. Woof, woof. All right, I'm back to listening. Talk to you soon. I was going to say, I'm here.
Power off.
That's Lori Wade's Southwest.
All right, I'm showing that we have 120, so we're going to wait just a few minutes because I'm sure that there's people that are going to be joining us.
Why that's from.
We'll probably start with a little pre-party launch here in about 5 minutes for those of you who showed up
The Bluetooth
early.
device is connected successfully.
I connected to your watch.
They're trying to pick her.
I'm gonna feed my dogs while we're waiting.
Let's see how our poll's doing.
Trying to see.
Oh, wow. Wow. Wait till you see these results. Okay, I'm showing that 15 people have voted so far. We're missing 2 people's votes.
Power
Thanks, Amanda. All right, I'm still showing that we're missing 2 people that have not put in their answer to the question. We got 2 party poopers. All right, I'm going to end the polling on this one.
You know what? We're damned if we do.
And let's share the results. Drum roll, please.
At the what?
So it looks like we have an exercising group that is moving their mass. Excellent, excellent. And so, as you know, it's important to move our bodies, and especially part of our immune system is to move our bodies and make sure everything is flowing and getting those lymphatic systems going every day.
1 to 3.
1 to 3, 4 to 6.
So I'm going to exit the polls for right now, and I'm going to just ask you guys, what I want to hear from you guys. What are you doing now that we are on this like self-quarantine? What's everybody doing? Like, throw out some ideas of what you're doing to keep yourself and your mind busy over the weekend or when you're not working.
Well, my husband and I are taking turns reading Dante's Inferno to each other.
Reading Dante's Inferno to each other.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who's talking. We can't.
Jenny, she's with me.
I'm being facetious.
We can't hear her because she's so far back from the microphone.
Oh.
I'm redecorating a room.
Hmm?
Good idea.
Needs doing.
I'm going to go sit in the shade.
I crafted last night.
You did what?
I did some crafting last night, and this morning I pulled weeds in the yard.
There you go.
Yay. Yay.
That sounds like me.
And hence the hat. I lost track of time, so.
It's all good. All good.
I have a power scrubber for the floor that I'm going to use because I tried the Snap Heavy Duty with disinfectant in my shower, and I have never got to throw out clean in my life, and I decided to try it in my kitchen.
Awesome. Awesome. I actually have a story about Snap Heavy Duty.
Oh.
We had moved into, this is years and years and years ago, we had moved into our home in Trinity, Florida. And when we looked at the home, we never thought to open the dishwasher. And when we got into the home and I went to open the dishwasher, it was so disgusting. And I tried everything. I was scrubbing and scrubbing. I couldn't get the stuff off. And I was like, I have no idea. So I ended up getting a heavy duty cleanser out, and I started just wiping it on, and I thought I'll just let it sit on there for a little bit, and I closed it, walked away for a couple of hours with the kids, came back, and it was just literally sliding off the walls. But word of caution, then after I scrubbed it all down, I decided to run the dishwasher to be able to get rid of all of it. It created so many bubbles. I ended up with an I Love Lucy ordeal that it was coming out of the dishwasher onto our hardwood floor, and I was like, I couldn't stop it.
My son did that. He put Dawn dishwashing detergent in the dishwasher, trying to be nice to run the dishwasher when he was like 6. It took me with a turkey baster trying to suck everything out of all the holes. And it went all over the hardwood floor, and I was at work, and they're all on the phone screaming. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
So here's a story about bubbles, and I don't know if this will work with like Suds bubbles, but if you ever have rice that bubbles over, like 2 drops of that baby Mylicon, like their gas drops, totally, because it breaks surface tension. So it completely gets rid of all the foam. I don't know if it would work with the soap, but it might.
Wow.
Wow.
Awesome.
Like digestive enzymes for the stove.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I had the phone.
Awesome.
And I turned it this way.
There's Connie.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, Tommy.
We can see your
We can only see half your head. There you go.
There we are.
Hey.
Hey, Rick.
I have my additional screen attached to my computer so Rick can sit here and watch as well. So we aren't cramped together.
We get it. We just keep putting our heads together.
Amanda's joined us.
Oh.
Amanda left us.
She's still there.
Do you think it's just cool?
All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. Just that's a short story before we get started. So I'm gonna ask everyone if you can, let me see if I can mute everyone. I'm gonna mute everyone. Okay. As we ask each of you to, if we ask you to share something, all you need to do is hit your unmute button and you'll be able to unmute yourself. But in the meantime, we'll keep everyone muted so we don't have any major background noise and feedback, because we get feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you to kind of just open us up for the day with your story as to why we do this.
Okay. Well, I was always interested in wellness, and going all the way back to, I was an athlete in high school, but I got committed to wellness probably about 9 years ago now. And I'll tell the abbreviated version because I don't want to just keep the story going. But I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, and it was a real shocking event. I mean, if you ever have someone say to you those words, "You have cancer," it really rocks your world. Now, I got the, the bad news is you have cancer. The good news is it's thyroid cancer, but it completely changed our world. And we thought at the time that we were living healthy. And in fact, compared to the average American, of course, we were. But we realized there were things we could do better. So we kind of dove in, and I always use the pronoun we, because when something like this happens, you do it together and you do it with your spouse, because, something like this, you don't go through it by yourself. Everyone goes through it. So Beth and I basically committed to an even cleaner lifestyle. And what happened was we got a second opinion, and the second opinion basically said, that doesn't sound like thyroid cancer to me. It sounds like heavy metal toxicity. And it's easy to find out. Let's test your blood and see what's going on. Well, as it turned out, he was right. I was severely toxic in mercury, lead, and thallium in my blood. And the way they do the testing is they do all the heavy metals screening, and you get either a green color for that metal, a yellow, or a red. And green means your blood's clean. Yellow means you're kind of on the borderline. Red means you're over and it's dangerous. My levels for mercury, lead, and thallium were almost to the end of the chart in red. And there were some others that were in yellow and green, but the ones that we were most concerned about were the mercury, lead, and thallium. And I went basically through a cleanse, a chelation and a cleanse to get the heavy metals out of my system. And again, to speed the story up, a year later, multiple tests had those well in the green, and everything was in the green. And throughout the whole time, I was chelating with a product called Complete Greens that we actually had. I was taking multiple doses of vitamin C, isotonic vitamin C, and I was taking lots of resveratrol and OPC3 and what we now call daily essentials. And I was taking them religiously before, and I shouldn't say religiously. I was taking them before, and I was, I'll take it. But then I became religious about it. And once everything got cleaned up, I was going constantly through this thing of why me? I was healthy, why? And what we learned was I had my fillings taken out, and they were amalgam, which contains a heavy, heavy amount of mercury. And when my fillings were taken out, the heavy metals leached into my blood and kind of dropped down and created a problem in my throat. But it changed my mindset to be interested in wellness and then to be committed to it, because I went through this why me, And I came to the self-realization, right or wrong, that it became my purpose to get this, to kind of have empathy and to understand what people go through. Because up until that point, I had no illness, no health challenges other than minor things. But this was the first time that I actually had a health challenge that scared me. And from that moment on, I could empathize with others as to what they were going through, if they got scared, if they got worried, if, you know, all of a sudden they were up against the brick wall, if their world got shocked. And I completely changed as a person. Not that I, you know, didn't have empathy before, but, you know, a lot of times I wasn't as empathetic as I could have been. So now we do this to help people full time, and this is all we do. And, you know, if people get it, great. If they don't, great. All I know is that I have a moral obligation to share what I went through and what our journey was, because if we can help one person at a time, then we've done what we were put here to do. And I think that ultimately, you know, whatever you believe spiritually, whatever it is, you know, afterlife, whatever, I think everybody is consistent on one thing, and that is we're here to help each other. And so that's why, you know, I am committed to helping as many people as possible.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So I've gotten a couple text messages from you guys. I just want you to know the reason that you are seeing our screen is because I put the PowerPoint up so that you'll be able to see the PowerPoint that we're getting ready to share with you as we go through this. You should be, if you're on a computer, you should be able to see everyone's pictures still down the side. They should be just small little pictures down the side of your frame. If you're on a phone, I think they actually disappear because of space. And you'll probably only be looking at the PowerPoint. But we are still here. We haven't gone anywhere. And I'm just gonna say cheers. Let's begin our wine and wellness today. Thank you. I see everybody cheering, so thanks. Again, the reason, I guess fortunate or unfortunate, I'm not sure which, I was actually up against the wall with a lot of health challenges when I was in my teens and 20s and missed a lot of school. And I also, good or bad, I was the only one home. I'm the youngest of 5 girls, and I was the only one home with my father at the time when he was going through his health challenges, and we almost lost him numerous times. And I many times thought that I was watching him take his last breath. Fortunately for us, he made it to the age of 82 and passed away a few years ago. So we still got to have him around for a while, which I'm very grateful for. But at the same time, he had a lot of his last years that weren't what I would consider as functional as he would have liked. So I've learned a lot through this entire process of my own health, my own family's health, diagnosis that, you know, my husband went through, things like that. And then as an occupational therapist, I was an occupational therapist, and that's what I was schooled in. And I guess fortunately for me, when I look back on it in my early 20s, late teens, when I entered college, one of my professors was a Chinese occupational therapist. And so I was educated in both Western and Eastern medicine because of that schooling. And so in my ear, as I went through a lot of my own health challenges and started realizing that, you know, I kept hearing in my head, look at nutrition, look at nutrition, look at nutrition. And I was a fitness professional, so nutrition was really important to me, I thought. But I ate what I call the typical low-fat American diet. And if you're over the age of 45, you know what I'm talking about because you lived through it. And we learned that the low-fat American diet just loaded us up with a lot of other stuff that we didn't need, chemicals, sugars, etc. And so today's presentation is really a lot of what we've learned, not only in our own journey, but through the journey of listening to other health professionals and being together, learning alongside of other health professionals that also have that interest in helping their patients become well. Because I don't think any health professional went to school to not help their patients get well. But when we all, thank you to that, right? But when we all get into the system, we realize that the system isn't always geared towards our own health and our own wellness. And so again, like Pip did not have a background in health and wellness like I did, but he was a part of it because it was part of our household. And he watched what we did with our own children as we went through. And so I have gone on to become a certified trainer, and I'll talk about that at the end of this. But we've done, I would say honestly, Pip is more of our researcher and I'm more of the delivery person. So we communicate all day long on these things, and we learn very well together. And we've learned over the years that actually, despite the fact that we pick on each other a lot, we actually do get along and work very well together. So we just want to welcome you today. Thank you for joining us. And for all of you who are guests today, and I know we have quite a number of you, thanks for joining us. We appreciate that, and we look forward to your feedback at the end.
And if you're going to be quarantined, you might as well like the person you're quarantined with.
You got it. So I do have to start with these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. We must say this, and I must also say to you that please do not ask us any questions related to what do I take for this. We cannot do that. We cannot prescribe anything. We cannot diagnose situations, but we will share whatever knowledge we have of what we've seen other people experience. And so we look forward to sharing it. So as we go through this, this is what we're dealing with. We call it the SAD diet, the standard American diet. We may look like a happy meal, but it's making our bodies sad. And it's not just the shape of our bodies, it's what's going on inside our bodies. It just sometimes shows up on the outside of the body in the shape of the body. It might show up in hair, skin, and nails that they're just weakened. It might show up in the skin in terms of like an eczema or psoriasis or a rash. It might show up in our upper respiratory system, which is where I had a lot of my challenges. We all have weaknesses and we all have strengths. And so depending on what your weakness is, that's where things will settle in. And that's where we end up taking on these other challenges. So let's move along. I'm going to actually ask you to jump in once in a while here. Okay. So if you want to jump in, I know that you're all about statistics.
Okay, this is from 2015. And what it is, it's looking at dietary intakes compared to what's recommended. And we're not doing very well as a country. We're way below in vegetables and fruits and even grains. I mean, I think it's intuitive to think that we eat a lot of bread, but even on grains, we're still kind of short. Dairy, protein foods, oils, healthy oils especially, we're short. Where we're way over is sugars, saturated fats, sodium. So the things we should be over on, we're short, and the things we should be short on, we're over.
Oh, where's my forward? There we go. So, you know, you have to have a little humor in your life because we all know that laughter is the best medicine ever. So are you laughing every day? You know, we can look at this very seriously, or we can also laugh. Most of us remember when our role models were the left. You know, we would look at the Incredible Hulk. And now what are our role models? You know, Shrek. And this is what I remember watching my kids, you know, when I remember seeing my first muffin tops, as they called them. And I was like, what is that? Like, you know, we didn't grow up with that. But now it's just part of our society, and we kind of just are almost blind and immune to it. And so it's really important to look at what did we come from? I'm not saying we need to look like this. That's a little extreme, but you know, I would like to say this is extreme, but it's not extreme in today's world. So we need to look at why is this happening? Because I don't believe that we all chose to be there. I think we ended up just kind of finding that because of what we are marketed. And this is part of what we're dealing with in our society. We are marketed what's on the front of the product. Remember, they are there to sell you a product, sell you what they call a food. I refer to a lot of the stuff that we see that's made to look like food as doof. That is food spelled backwards, and it's doof, meaning it looks like food, it's marketed as food, but it has no nutritional value. And why is that? Because we've had depleted soils going on for years, and then they added things like GMOs, and they started adding chemicals and pesticides. And so our animals became depleted. We've got hormone injected animals. And what does that lead to? It leads to depleted humans. And these are what we're seeing, and why we're seeing so many deficient diseases today is because we're deficient in our mind, our body, and our soul. We need to get back to having a spiritual being. I know probably a lot of you here already have that in place. But if not, I want to encourage you, find that higher source to be able to be connected to. We need to be sound in our physical body, meaning what we take in food and our exercise and our fluids. But we also need to be sound in our emotions and things like that, in our thought process. You can trace every sickness, every disease, and every ailment to a mineral deficiency, according to Dr. Linus Pauling. This is not new information. So we knew years and years and years before that we were all here that our soils were already mineral deficient. And it has not been required to put these minerals back into the soils in many years. So what happens is over time, our foods become void. They become nutritionally not sound. They're not dense nutritionally.
We used to have family farms, and the families took great care of their land, and then they would grow what crop on this field, and then the next year they change the fields around, and they do that because that's what kept the soil healthy. But most farms now are factory-owned farms, and it's all about producing a singular crop, and they do it over and over and over, and it takes that mineral content right out of the soil. And the factory farmers are paid on production and not content. So it's more important to have a nice looking bell pepper than a nutritious bell pepper, because the ugly ones that are deformed never make it to the store shelf.
Except for ugly tomatoes. They sell those now. And they get a lot of money for them too. But again, it's part of the marketing thing. So I think we all know we need to eat healthy. We all know that it's prudent to supplement. If we're not supplementing in some way, shape, or form, we're not getting the nutrients we need. I think we all know that, but the question is, what does that look like for us? I think, let's look at stress, for example. A lot of us have stress in our lives. And when you look at stress, what are the things you lean towards when you get stressed? Are you going out and ordering broccoli? Or when you're stressed, do you reach for caffeine? Do you reach for maybe coffee? Do you reach for sugar? Do you reach for alcohol? I'm not taking a poll on that one. But just think about for yourself, what do you reach for in times of stress? Because if we can overcome the stress and we can help people learn how to deal with stress to make healthier choices, so much can change. And so I'm going to throw up another poll here for you. And just know these are anonymous. Not everyone's seeing your personal answer. So we're just going to throw up another poll here so we can see where everybody's going. So if you can just answer this simple question, yes or no, we'll leave it up here for just a few seconds. Answers are bouncing in as fast as can be. All right, we have 18 people in attendance. Welcome to everybody that joined us at the last minute before we started. I think we had one or two. Okay, I know we have a couple people who probably can't vote because they are in amongst doing other things right this second and just listening in their ear. So I'll leave it up for just one more second. Okay, it looks like we got almost everyone. We're missing just two. So let's go ahead and end the polling. And we're going to share the results. Wow. Wow. So you guys get it. You get it. You totally get it. The thing is, I'm going to just look up here because it looks like I have a couple of chats going on. I want to make sure that we're not missing anything. Haha, chocolate. I miss chocolate. Chocolate kind of rolls in with sugar, I think. So, all right, let me stop sharing the results and get rid of the polls right now. So most of you are already taking some kind of supplements. So kudos, because it's a matter of, from here, how many of us want to be this way, horizontal? We prefer to be vertical, being able to get up every day and feeling good and feeling healthy. And with what we're dealing with in our society right now, our immune systems are more important than ever, and people are waking up. So this isn't always about just you. I want you to know, you know, people in your life that are just praying for answers right now. And I want to encourage you to go out and share some of what you learned today with them as well. So we're going to be talking about some supplements and supplementation and what that does, because our nutrients are depleted. What depletes our nutrients? Anytime you're on a medication, your nutrients are depleted in some way, shape, or form, some more than others. So it depends what medication you're on. If your doctor can't answer that, then I encourage you to have your pharmacist answer that. We do have a pharmacist on the line today as well. But the thing is, again, these are doctors that are not your doctors. These are pharmacists that aren't your pharmacist. And you don't want to ask them the question. You want to go to your doctor, your pharmacist, and ask them, what nutrients are depleted by the medications I'm on? You can also ask the person who invited you to get a copy of something like this that could help you be able to see. We do have these. We have a list called drugs that gobble up vitamins, because they actually gobble up the vitamins, and then you're not using them. So anytime you're getting alcohol and sugar and sodas and candies and things like that, you're getting things that are depleting your nutrients in your body, and they're playing and wreaking havoc with the good food you are putting in. So for example, when you show up at, and I don't mean to beat up like an Olive Garden, but this is a perfect example. We've probably all been to an Olive Garden at some point in our life. You sit down to the table at Olive Garden, what's the first thing they bring you? Breadsticks. Yummy, garlicky breadsticks with butter lathered all over them, or maybe not. I'm not even sure if it's butter. What is it? Is it margarine? Is it canola oil? I don't know what they use. I've never asked. But we get breadsticks, and then we might get a glass of wine because they bring the bottle to the table. By the time you actually ordered that healthy salad and that nice chicken with spinach on the side, or whatever you chose to do healthy, you've already put yourself into a bad nutritional state, because now your body is in fat storage mode from eating those things that immediately went in fast and furious. So the next time you go to Olive Garden, ask them to bring a bowl of broccoli first and forego the breadsticks. I know you're all going to do that right away. I see your faces. You all look like you want to run for that. So what if we honestly just went to more vegetables and more fruits and more whole foods and ate from the perimeter of the store, the produce market, and not all of those prepackaged foods that were prepared, or even going into a healthy grocery store where they have the beautiful displayed already made foods for us. Do we know what's in them? They make it look beautiful. The marketing is great, but do we know what the ingredients are? What they put on it? We don't know. And so I want to encourage you that through a healthy lifestyle system and healthy lifestyle groups that we've put together over the years, and we have interactive with a lot of you that are on here, you can invite the others to join into those when they decide that they want to live this lifestyle with us, because we all support one another. I always say there's a difference between diet and health. We do not recommend diets. If you've ever noticed the first 3 letters in diet, what are they? And the first 4 letters in health, what are they? Now, I don't know if that's coincidence. I have no idea, but it sure is interesting. It sure is interesting that the letters in attitude all equal up, if you take them as they fall in the alphabet, the letters in attitude equal up to 100%. Is that coincidence? I don't know, but it sure is interesting. So we are focusing on health. We are focusing long-term health here and educating people not only on food, but on good habits that are going to be things that you embrace and start making them a part of a lifestyle. Things that you're going to go, I want to do this for myself. I just got off the phone last night with someone that I knew from back in Georgia many years ago. She made me cry, honestly, last night on the phone, because she said, I need to share something with you. What you taught me through this class, similar to this one, probably about 5-6 years ago, when you taught me that, you changed my life forever, and you didn't know that. Now, we've moved back to Florida, and I haven't had contact with her for probably about 2.5 years, other than on Facebook. I had no idea I had changed her life. This isn't about me. All I am is I am the messenger that somebody gave me a purpose to go out and share this with other people to change their lives. Because I think all of us want a good, healthy, lifelong journey, but it does come down to our daily choices. So let's get into those daily choices. Because your diet is not only what you eat, it's what you watch, what you listen to, what you read, and the people you hang around. I'm sure we've all heard that we become very much like the top 5 people that we spend the most time with. So be mindful of what you're putting into your body, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And so as we say in times like this, what are you watching? What do you have on your TV? What are you looking at on your phone? Because if you're feeding yourself with constant barrage of garbage and overabundance of negativity, you're going to start feeding negativity. If you feed yourself right now with positivity and good spiritual and emotional and physical things and laughter. So with laughter, I want to say we got to laugh. I want to know, did you plan your wine tour today? This is a wine and wellness. Where are you having your next glass of wine? Where's your wine tour? What wineries are you going to today? I'm planning to go to the winery that's right now in my kitchen. And from here, I'm probably going to the one in the living room. I'm sure my husband probably hopes that I'm going to go to the one in the bedroom, but that's for another story, another day. But you have to laugh. You have to have fun with this, you guys. So that's why we put this in here. And why? Because we take better care of our cars, our pets, our lawns, our homes than we do ourselves. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it is especially women. I know there's some men here as well, but women, we take care of everything and everyone around us at our own expense. And we've got to say stop, because it comes down that you are only good to other people and other things if you are healthy and well yourself. So we must look at how do we take care of ourselves. So we need to be planning for our wellness. So if 0 was the absence of any challenges, and I'm not going to do a poll on this one, but I want you to really poll yourself. If 0 is the absence of any challenges at all, any health challenges, where do you see yourself right now today? Are you in the minus range? Are you in the plus range? Are you just a 0? And then where would you like to be going? And I encourage you, write that down. Just write this little chart down, 0 and then -1 to -5, and then +1 to +5. And circle real quickly, where are you right now? Where do you physically feel, mentally feel, spiritually feel, emotionally feel that you are? And then where would you like to be going? Because I think that's going to be an important conversation to be able to have with the person who invited you today, or also in your own small discussion groups. So there are 4 components to a healthy lifestyle. And I kind of just went over them, but I want to just hit this. It's low glycemic impact eating. It's not just eating low GI. We see things with foods that say low glycemic, low GI, but you're not always going to eat low glycemic. I mean, we've seen water bottles that say low glycemic.
And gluten-free.
And gluten-free. I mean, it's crazy. They'll market whatever they need to. But it's understanding, because I'm going to ask you, are you ever going to give up not having another treat in your life for your birthday or your anniversary? Oh, please. You know, of course we are. So it's learning how to blunt the impact of that glycemic index in the body so it doesn't convert to sugar. I will be doing a session next week that's much longer than this. Next Saturday, I'll be doing 3 hours. And I'll talk about that at the end. If you're someone that wants to join us, we're going to teach you. That is a class that I actually teach to certify people. It is $15, but I'm going to offer it to anyone who joins us at the end and actually joins us in our journey and lifestyle here to be able to get that for free next week. And mainly because I want you to be able to become educated on how you can truly change your life and the outcome of those around you who want to also change theirs. So I'm liking some of the snacks I'm seeing that people brought to the party. Good job. So we want to improve our body composition. How does that happen? We move our mass. So that's why we ask the exercise question. Supplementation. Our line is?
Eat well, exercise, and supplement intelligently.
Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, everything starts with the eating. And you have to move your mass. So we cover it with the eating well and the exercising. And then we already covered supplementation, but you want to do it intelligently. You're not just going to go out there and throw anything into your body. So those are the things. Now, obviously sleep, obviously stress, but for things that we can control, it's it's a three-prong approach that we came up with.
And then obviously the fourth thing here is your education and your thoughts. So congratulations for being educated today. But it's also your thoughts, like I talked about, your focused thoughts and making sure that you're focused on the positive and putting positive things in. So like I said, we look at this as a lifestyle. This is not a one stop, one pill, one juice fixes all. It doesn't. I would like to say there's a magic bullet, but there isn't. It is a lifestyle. And so we have what we call the TLS Health and Weight Loss Solutions. And I'm going to actually just talk about this briefly because it is, not everyone needs this. Some of you are already living these things. You're already living a healthy lifestyle and you just maybe need one or two things to help tweak your situation. Others might need that coaching and that commitment level to be able to join hands with other people who are like-minded. And so we actually have an online Facebook group where we actually coach people through this lifestyle system. And what I love about it is we start with a 30-day jump start. So we start with a 30-day jump start because the 30-day jump start allows somebody, it allows you to get belief that you can actually make these changes, that you can actually say, I'm not going to have that wine, I'm not going to have that tequila. And it's amazing what happens after 30 days of eliminating some of these go-to things of sugar. You know, a lot of people go, I can't get rid of sugar. Well, I can promise you, we have helped thousands and thousands of people, many of you on here, who like us have pretty much gotten sugars and sweeteners out of their body, out of our entire lifestyle. So how do you do that? Well, it starts with a jump start to get things started. So I'm just going to go through a couple of these things here. You're going to get all these things. You can talk about this with the person who invited you if you're interested in this. But the road to good health is paved with good intestines. I know it's good intentions, but today it's good intestines because everything starts in our gut. If our gut is not healthy, and I'm not going to go through this slide, you can just look down here. These are all different signs of poor digestive health. If you have any of these things going on, what's going to happen is it's going to affect your immune system because your immune is tied directly into your gut. It's all one and the same. Your GI tract is not just plumbing. Yes, we want things to go in and come out. We want the things that go in that are good foods, good nutrition to be absorbed. We want all the extra stuff that's not to come out and dump out. But this organ is very, very active in your immunity and your immune. And so it's really important that we get the gut health healthy because those who are, like they're saying, those are who are immune deficient right now. And a lot of medications, a lot of drugs, a lot of negative mindset, a lot of things decrease our immunity. And we have the control to improve that by getting things like sugar out of our diet. But how you do that is not just saying, okay, no to sugar, because I know people have tried that. You need a community of people. You need support systems. You need supplements that kind of get you over the hump. And there's also a 7-day cleansing support kit. Again, I'm not going to go through, this is what we go through on our, product trainings and going through education and things like that. If you're interested in stuff like that, that would be another day. But I just want to say this, it's important to get that liver and GI tract cleansed out because the liver is where you collect the toxins. But our livers are burdened, they're overburdened with all the toxins that are coming from our environment as well as our foods. And so we want to make sure that we get that stuff out of the body because if it doesn't come out through the GI tract, it's going to come out through the skin or the ears, nose, and throat. There's only 3 exits out of the body. So we're trying to remove these things out of the body as efficiently as we can. One of the things in that 7-day kit is fiber. And why? Because the average American diet contains only 11 grams of fiber per day. Look down here. Our bodies are equipped to consume more than 100 grams per day. And we're getting on average 11, okay? American Diabetes and American Cancer, American Heart recommend 35 grams per day. We can handle easily triple that, easily. So what are we doing and why are we not getting enough fiber? Because we are marketed doof, sadly, but it's true. And so in addition to the cleanse, there's other things, and we don't know the answer for you. This takes a discussion and a follow-up. So I want to encourage you, follow up with the person who invited you today, because we have digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes are one of my go-to products. My husband knows I go nowhere without digestive enzymes. And the reason I don't is because that's my weakened area. And if I can keep my gut health strong, then a lot of my upper respiratory stuff that I dealt with for years, I don't deal with. So there's other things that I do, like juicing and taking different things and eating a healthy diet, but it's things that I know now where my weak areas are that I need to support. I saw that, I think it was Yolanda that came to the party today with aloe juice. I congratulate you for bringing that to the party, because aloe is also good for a healthy digestive tract. But look here, it supports a strong immune system. This is 100% aloe vera concentrate, and it comes in all different flavors. It comes in natural if you're an earthy person like we are. I prefer earthy. If you don't prefer earthy, it comes in a delicious strawberry kiwi, cranberry apple, or pomegranate flavor. So what's the goal here? You know, I don't go a day without talking about poop. So I'm sorry. Well, no, I'm not sorry. It's an important topic. As an occupational therapist, when I worked in the different rehab units and everything, you know, this is all the old people talk about, is their poop for the day. But it's important because let's think about this. I mean, how many of you have had children or been around children? When a baby is born, it's a meal in and a meal out. You're changing diapers constantly, and it's very liquidy, and it doesn't smell. You move to formula, instead of breast milk, you start getting some smell to that. You start moving to baby foods, you get some smell. You start getting some consistency to it. The bottom of the colon is shaped like a banana. So when you eliminate, it should be in the shape of a banana, and it should be about the size of a banana. So if you have any of these other things going on here, that tells us there's some kind of GI challenge going on. This is a healthy GI system. This doesn't mean you're going to get sick, but if it goes on for too long, it's probably going to lead to other challenges. So yeah, it's important that if this is your situation, start looking at the GI system, start looking at your gut health, have that hard conversation, have that uncomfortable conversation, because it really is important that what goes in comes out. Because I'm going to ask you this. A lot of you, we're coming into the summer months. A lot of you said you live in Florida. What's our body temperature? Okay. When we put our garbage can out in the morning, the day that it's supposed to come, and the temperature rises to about 90 some degrees, but in the hot sun might reach 95 to 100 degrees in the afternoon. And you come home and you go out to the end of the curb to pull your garbage can in, and you go to flip the lid. But if the lid was not open, you look in, you peer in, because you're like, did they take it? And you peer in and you're like, woo! That garbage is what's sitting inside our bodies at body temperature, and it's creating all kinds of growth. It's creating yeast, it's creating molds, it's creating all kinds of challenges. And if you don't eliminate that out, that is inside your body. So it's important that we have a meal in, a meal out. So if you're eating 3 to 5 meals and snacks per day, you should be eliminating 3 to 5 times per day. If you are not, then that should be something to work towards and get your gut working better. Once we get the gut in place and we move forward, you'll see also in the 30-day challenge or the 30-day foundation jumpstart that there's a foundational product called Isotonics Daily Essentials. And I'm going to actually have my husband talk about this a little bit, because he, like he said at the beginning, he was taking good products, he was aware, but he wasn't fully committed until everything happened. If you were here early on, you heard his story. So can you just talk to us about vitamins, pills versus isotonics?
Sure. First of all, a vitamin is a vitamin, but how it's absorbed or how it's taken up in the body differs. With isotonics, which is on the left of this picture, it goes directly into the system because it's at the same pH as your bodily fluids, your blood, your sweat, your tears. With a pill, it goes in and needs to actually go through digestion before it can be absorbed into the bloodstream. It can be a significant amount of time before there's anything released into the system with a pill. But with isotonics, actually, I'm going to click ahead here because I think we have a slide coming. Well, I'll cover this first. This is actually showing 3 days worth of a popular brand of pill vitamin taken with an x-ray. And as you can see, the pills are, I'm pointing to the screen like you can see me. The pill is about to come out of the body in the same shape that it went in because they're not breaking down. This person may have some stomach issues that doesn't break down pills, or it could just be the pills just directly going through. There are problems in water treatment plants where they have to collect pills because they're going through the same way they go in. Trying to be nice about it.
Yeah, I'm actually, I'm going to actually ask Stephanie, Dr. Wade, can I unmute you or can you unmute yourself and just talk about what you've learned about isotonics delivery in your years?
Actually, I want a copy of this x-ray because this is awesome. But no, what Pip said is right, is basically everything that you absorb from food to whatever is on a diffusion gradient. And it has to get to that passive diffusion gradient before it can do anything and leave the GI tract. So what that basically means is when you take something that's isotonic and you already have the same, the word is tonicity, hence isotonic. So it's basically the same solute concentration that's in your bloodstream. It's already at the diffusion gradient, so it crosses almost immediately, if that makes any sense. Where, like you're saying with the pills, it's got to get to that gradient before it can do anything. So I don't know if that makes a difference.
Thank you. We appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and mute you just so we don't have feedback again. Oh, can you mute yourself? Oh, I can mute you.
I can.
Got it. Okay, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, and a lot of people talk about, well, I take a whole food supplement, or, you know, we'll be discussing isotonics and someone says, well, you know, whole foods, I'd rather have a whole food supplement. And for educational purposes, we looked that up and we learned that a vitamin can be legally marketed as natural or whole food as long as 10% of it comes from natural or plant-derived ingredients. So from a marketing standpoint, they use the term whole food, but it doesn't technically have to be a whole food. And as we tell people, the only thing that is a whole food is a whole food. And so we circled the key on this slide. These so-called whole food supplements do contain synthetic vitamins because the way they get heated up, it basically takes out all the natural benefits of the vitamin.
So, you know, when we look at this, I think one of the things I want to say to you is, you know, think of your own body as a fuel tank. What happens when you get low on fuel? Or think of it as a bank account. What happens when your bank account gets low on savings? We want to fill it back up again. We want to fill it up, and you want to fill it up with good stuff. Have you ever bought a car that required premium fuel? Can you put low octane into that, or do you have to put a higher octane premium fuel into it to make it run properly? So it's kind of the same thing, that what are you putting in your body, because not everything is created equal. And this is showing you just very quickly that studies have been done to show the difference between tablet and isotonics that Dr. Wade was just sharing with us, that isotonics, iso means same, tonics means pressure. So to put it in lay terms, it's the same pressure as your body fluids, whereas a tablet has to go through major amounts of digestion and get broken down properly. And if it has binders or fillers, that is not happening. If it is a whole food supplement, it's breaking down, but it is taking longer. Therefore, your amount of bioavailability to that is much less than an isotonic in an isotonic formulation. So this is just showing you that it, excuse me, it peaks, you know, right away compared to the pill that doesn't even get in there right away. But then over time, you could see the isotonics, the dark red, is giving more to the body and has more bioavailability
Consistently along the spectrum.
Go ahead.
We're going to talk about what we call the Super 7. Beth likes to call them a sexy 7, but I keep it clean and call them the Super 7. These are the first 4 of the Super 7. We've already alluded to it multiple times. These are the daily essentials. And they're essential because you have to have them, but you can't make them. And within that essential, we have 4 different ingredients, and those are the multivitamin, OPC3, activated B complex, and calcium plus.
And so when we look at these, let's just glance at these quickly. I think most of us already know the importance of a multivitamin. Even the Journal of American Medical Association recommends that it would be prudent for everyone to take a good quality multivitamin. That's been recommended many times because, again, our entire food system is mineral deficient, as we talked about at the beginning. When we drop below that to the activated B complex is something that has depleted itself over time for a couple of reasons. One, B vitamins come from typically things like red meat. So as we have cut back on the amount of red meat, what's happened is we've depleted our B vitamins in our body, but they provide the energy that we need to function. They do come from also dark green leafy vegetables that are not overcooked. So if you live in the South and you're used to cooking the heck out of those vegetables, nothing's left in them by that point. But
they're not even green.
Not even green, they're gray. But when we look at activated B complex, it's important that that activated word is there because most people have a gene variation in their body that does not allow them to uptake B vitamins properly. And so if they're not in an activated or methylated state, the body will not be able to absorb them and use them. And so our B complex that we have in this daily essentials is activated, it is methylated. And so I always say B's stabilize. If you are high energy or someone's high energy, they're going to bring you down and calm you. They are adaptive, so they're what we call adaptogens. If you are low in energy, B vitamins will actually bring you up. So they adapt to what the body needs to be able to help you decrease or improve mood or what have you. And they're critical. Again, they're essential. Our bodies do not make these things. We have to put them into our body. Coming over to the right side from there to our calcium, I think most of us know that calcium is related to bones and skeletal health, but it's also related to immune. Calcium is so related to so many different things in the body, and calcium is a very, very hard mineral. And because it's so hard, it's hard to get delivered into the body effectively. I could tell you for years, we did not have an isotonics calcium product, and we begged for it. And I've been on these products now for 25 years. And I could tell you we were begging for it. And then I don't remember how long ago, probably 15, 16 years ago, we got the isotonics calcium. And what I love about it is that it actually allows the body to get it absorbed. And how do we know that? Because we are seeing people whose bones can actually heal faster. And I'm talking people who are even in their 70s and 80s. We've watched incredible results on the x-rays with the doctors to be able to go, this is amazing. People that had bones that were not healing, fractures that were not healing, and then all of a sudden we put them on calcium plus and we're seeing some incredible quick healing. OPC3 is what I call our flagship product. If it weren't for OPC3, I would not even be sitting here today. I was introduced to OPC3 about a little over 25 years ago. And the main ingredient in OPC3 is pycnogenol. I actually had our younger son, who was at the time 21 months old, on pycnogenol for all kinds of upper respiratory stuff that we were dealing with, because I knew it was an anti-inflammatory and had anti-inflammatory activity to it. So I was crushing these pills every day and putting them in applesauce, yogurt, whatever I could get down a 21-month-old throat. And what happened is somebody brought me OPC3 in an isotonics formula. And she said, oh, you just mix this little crystal. It looks like Jello gelatin in its dry state. Mix it with water and then you drink it. And it's 90 to 95% bioavailable. And I was like, well, what's it taste like? So I tasted it and I was like, okay, that tastes pretty good. I think I could get my son to take that. Like, I'll buy that bottle. Well, I bought that bottle from her. And honestly, within 2 weeks' time, our child was completely different. And so that's what got our attention. We went from having just ongoing ear infections, clogged ears. They wanted to put tubes in his ears. And over time, in that 2 weeks, we went from him not speaking at 21 months old, basically one word, and we increased in 2 weeks to like 4 and 5 words. And then within another week or two, we were at phrases. I'm talking so fast that I was like, what is in this stuff? Keep in mind, back then we didn't have the internet. So I had to do a little study to find out, but I tell you, there are over 400 clinical trials and studies on the ingredients within OPC3. We know it works, it's not up for debate. It's a matter of how much needs to go in to get the results you need, and we can help you with that. So there's all kinds of ingredients besides the pycnogenol. Pycnogenol is trademarked and it is a registered trademark that has been very well studied. But we also know that grapeseed extract, red wine, there is no alcohol content. Sorry, all of you wine drinkers, but it is just the extract of the grape to get the red wine, and bilberry extract and citrus bioflavonoids. So it's an incredible product. Again, it has tons of studies on it. You can get more information on pycnogenol.com if you're a study person. And again, ask the person who invited you. We can get you any of these kind of little flyers that you see up here that we're showing. So I know this might be a little disturbing to some of you, and actually someone that's on here today on the left, this is her mother. So I just share this with you because it's really important that we have the ability to change lives just by going out and sharing with people. Not everyone is open. Thank you for joining us today. I know we're in weird times and this is different for all of us to come together this way, but I'm so grateful that we've all come together and we have almost 20 people here today. So again, this was someone's mother, and she basically was in a walker having a hard time walking, as you could see, because if your foot and leg look like that, you would know it's painful. And so her mom didn't want to try the product. We went through a number of trials before her mother finally agreed, and she put her on the product. This is 12 days on 4 doses of OPC3, and look at her leg on the right. Major, major changes. The same thing, this is from a doctor friend of ours in St. Petersburg, Florida, and this is a major case of psoriasis. A woman who could not put her shoes on without major pain 6 weeks later. Now, these are situations where so many different things had been tried previously and they got no results. Now, I'm not saying that OPC3 is a magic wand or that magic bullet that I said that we don't have, but I am telling you it can change lives, and couple that with some other nutrients in the body that it's so deficient in, and we can have a lot of changes for any age group. This is another young child. I want you to know this doesn't just count for older people and adults, but also for children. Children, I said before, everything that's going on inside is coming out either through ears, nose, throat, through the skin, your largest organ, or through the bowels. Usually it's the bowels that get stopped up first. If then all the mucus starts to build up and come out, but if it's not coming out, the skin is going to be the area it comes out in. And so skin just tells you there's a lot of stuff going on inside that body that the body is trying to get rid of and trying to balance out the toxins. And so again, OPC was the answer for her. I'm going to let you talk about those were the 4 of the sexy, I'm sorry, the super 7. Sorry, my sexy 7. So now we're entering into the 5th, and we'll be coming into the 5th, 6th, and 7th and wrapping this up with you guys.
Yep, vitamin D with K2. When I blog, I often write isotonics vitamin D with K2 may be the most cost-effective supplement you can add to your regimen, and it's for about $1 a day. You can have real health insurance. A lot of people don't realize how many people are deficient in vitamin D. Most people are. Even in the South, think about it's sunshine vitamin, even though it's not a vitamin. But even in the South, people lather themselves up with sunscreen and they're not absorbing what they need to get from the sun. And almost everybody, the statistic on the slide says 75% of US teens and adults are deficient in vitamin D. But vitamin D deficiency is linked to many things that we're seeing prevalence of: dementia, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, erectile dysfunction, multiple sclerosis, schizophrenia, cancer. A lot of things that people are looking for reasons for. Not saying it is vitamin D deficiency, but they're finding in people with these conditions, most of them are severely deficient in vitamin D.
And this tastes yummy. And all of these can be mixed together. So again, going in for our number 6 of our Super 7, again, we say these Super 7 because these are things that are a total group that are changing lives. I would not be without magnesium. We've been using magnesium for years. We used to use a spray on magnesium because it's very hard to get magnesium in the body. And so spraying it on your body is no fun. It's very sticky, but we did it because it actually was the best way. We were able to get it through our skin until we came with Isotonics magnesium. For people who are having a hard time sleeping at night, magnesium seems to be something that really helps bring sleep. And again, we briefly have talked on sleep, but sleep is critical to your overall health. It's part of that restful period versus wakeful period that our bodies need. Any kind of head comfort, discomfort that people are dealing with, magnesium is a really key ingredient for normalizing that. So you can see all the different things up here. I don't need to go through them, but who do you know that's dealing with challenges like this and they don't know what it's related to?
A lot of people are deficient in magnesium and they don't know it. And a lot of times they have these general conditions that you look to the left, like confusion and, just poor memory, and they chalk it up to aging. When it could be just a deficiency in magnesium. Where are we going?
I don't know. I've lost my controls and they're like going on their own. So let me go back here because we've missed a few things.
There we go.
There we go. Sorry, everything kind of went crazy on us. Okay, go ahead.
And the 7th of our super sexy 7 is omega-3 fish oils. Huge difference in brains with the fish oil. Just a quick story. They did a study in Japan, and the Japanese culture is one where people are really disciplined. I mean, they're very proud of the discipline in Japan. And they realized that the younger generation was getting more unruly, and they were trying to figure out what was going on, why they weren't as disciplined. And they were doing everything the same way that they always did. And they realized that in Japan, the introduction of the American diet that we already touched on, and they were eating significantly less fish. And so they worked with these children and started adding the fish oil back in, and they found the behavior modification issue. They were able to modify the behavior again. Our brains are made up of oil, and it needs the fish oil.
So those are our Super 7 or Sexy 7, whatever you choose to talk about. So you're the only one that knows what your health is worth to you. But I want to encourage you, it's not a lot. It might seem like a lot when we're going through everything. And when you're buying a bottle of something, it might seem like a lot. But when you break it down per day, you're looking at a totally daily cost for the Super 7 of only $5.13. Now, that's up to you. Some of us take a little bit more of some of these things. I know I take, like right here, I'm having my 2nd and 3rd dose of OPC for the day. And fourth. But the thing is, again, it's really up to you what you want to put into it. Excuse me. And so the daily cost, when you look at that compared to what are we spending money on? We talked about this at the beginning. We're spending money on doof. You know, we went by Starbucks yesterday when we're all supposed to be quarantined, and we went to the grocery store, and there's a Starbucks right outside the grocery store, and the line for the drive up at the Starbucks it had to be 20 people deep, 20 cars deep.
It was all the way around the store and then through the parking lot. And you figure that they're just justifying it by the fact that, you know, at least I'm doing the drive-through, but still, what's being spent there?
And what's in it? So as we talked about at the beginning, you know, what's your go-to thing that you're going to? Are you buying broccoli when you're stressed? Or when you're stressed, are you going and getting something that really isn't feeding your body the best it could? Because again, only you know what your health is worth. And I want to kind of close here. And I know that one of the persons on the phone today is probably ready to shoot me because I have a picture up there. But I wanted to say this. Everything we do is customizable and comprehensive. We are not looking for you to purchase a product just to purchase a product. We are looking for people who want to find health and create more health in their body. And we want to talk to you, have a discussion to figure out what is the best scenario for you to move forward. And so you're looking here on people who obviously have changed their body, but it's not just about body shape all the time. I want to say the person on the left here, there's body shape change definitely, but she didn't have that much to lose. Did she lose some body fat? Yes. But the thing is, she gained her health in the meantime. And, you know, we'll have a couple of people tell their stories here at the end when we get done, but I just want to encourage you. And then there's someone on here today that this is a family member of theirs, and amazing what happens when you go on this jump start, because his goal was to be able to really get healthier for his children. And so when you look at, it's not just about the number in the weight loss, it's also the change in mindset, the change in thought process. I can honestly say, I believe that his whole thought process regarding food has completely changed. And then you look at this one on the right, and now you're taking someone who's very, very obese, had lost focus on life, was so kind of like, I don't even know what to do about my children. She has lost over 138 pounds so far and has been on this mission for, I believe, 18 months now, and continues on the mission. She's living an incredible life and so much to look forward to, and out now doing activities with her children that she could never, ever have done looking the way she looks on the left. So again, what is it for you? It might not be weight loss. It might just be health, but are you ready? If you are, I want to encourage you, get with the person who invited you today and figure out, is it a jump start kit? Is it something else that we talked about? Is it one product that can maybe be a change to bring you a little bit more health in your life? Is it digestive enzymes or aloe that could help your immune system? Or is it vitamin C, isotonics vitamin C that we didn't even get to talk about today? Or is it something, I'm going to come back to that, and back to that. Or is it something else? Because I want you to know that we are not just a nutrition company. The company behind this, and the reason I actually got involved with this company that's called marketamericashop.com, is because they have a variety of products. We are not a one product wonder. We've been around for 28 years, and many of us have been involved with this business for many years because we offer products that we are able to convert our spending into earning. Right now, this product has actually gone out of stock temporarily, but it should be back in the office hopefully this week. But we have these SNAP products that are phosphate-free, that are non-toxic, but I just want to bring this up. Not only are they phosphate-free and non-toxic and biodegradable, in that line, we have a disinfectant. And I'm going to encourage all of you who are on this call, because this is out of stock right now, if you live close by to the person who invited you and they have this in stock, have them make you a little bottle of it and put it into a little bottle and sell you just a little bottle. Because if we all could put this little bit of disinfectant into our wipes, into what we're doing around our homes, I want you to see, and you might not be able to see it, but it actually says it fights influenza, it fights HIV, it fights MRSA, it fights coronavirus. This is used in medical facilities, and we've had this product as long as I have owned my business, which is 24 years. And this product is something that's been used in all kinds of health and medical facilities. Some people actually have commercial accounts for this, but we've used it around our home for many, many years. It's a part of the Snap line of cleaning products and laundry products, but it's a disinfectant that can stand alone or be added to the others.
Part of the overall wellness community. I mean, it's not a supplement, but it's part
That's
of
right.
wellness, staying well.
Because your environment's just as important as your body. So we're gonna finish off with a little laughter tonight. Juice from just one of these miracle vegetables applied to your hands will train you to stop touching your face and other places quickly. I don't know if you've ever cut open a jalapeno and then touched any part of your body, but if you have, you know what I'm talking about.
I have, and I'm not sharing.
So with that, I'm going to just say, I know that a lot of you have texted me throughout and asked me about what is that other class you're talking about. I will be teaching a class. It is much longer than this. It is 3 hours next Saturday morning, and then 3 hours in the afternoon. And 3 hours in the morning is learning the basics of our TLS lifestyle system. So it will be all about our TLS lifestyle and how to actually look at our menu, our different menu plans and our different supplements, and how to actually get well again, lose body fat, whatever it is you're looking for in health. We also do an afternoon coaching session in how to develop a business if you or someone you know is interested in becoming a health coach, because I will tell you, in times like this, it's becoming very recognizable that we need more health coaches. We need more people who are able to teach and help others, and also be able to finally earn an income for doing that, because typically we are givers. And so for many years, I gave and gave and gave, and my husband would always say, if you just got paid for what you do. And we have a system for doing that. And so I'll be doing that next week, and you can get with me or get with the person who invited you to learn more if you'd like. So we're gonna just close, and then we're gonna open up the lines. I can see there's some questions in the chat box. I'm gonna open that in a second. But we want to help you if you want to be helped. But we don't know how to help you if we don't know what's going on. So if you already filled out your health survey, some of your health surveys were saying that you were interested in children. We have things, we have an entire line of nutrients just for children. Our grandbaby actually takes a number of our different nutrients, and she is 7 months old. And her doctor actually is involved in nutrimetrics and understands some of our products, which is very exciting. And we didn't know that when they chose her as the doctor. So that became an exciting piece. But we need wellness warriors. So if you know anybody who would be interested in joining our team of wellness warriors, we'd like to talk to them to see if they'd be a fit for what we do. But in the meantime, I'm going to actually open up this chat area and see what some of our questions were. And then I'm going to actually open up the lines. That's funny. Somebody said, don't forget that Alfredo boat with those breadsticks at Olive Garden. Yeah, we've been there. I used to look at my kids like, what are you ordering? Do not, like, where's the green? And that's why I always carried complete greens with me. Oh, thank you. Finally talked. So the one that I had her mom's legs up there, she said she finally talked her mom into trying magnesium for her insomnia, and she is sleeping much better. So excellent, excellent. I think that's all the questions and comments we have right now. Oh, looks like one more just came in. Oh, that's a very good question. Let me open up the lines and answer that question. I'm going to actually unmute. If you do not want to talk, you can just unmute yourself, but I'm actually going to go ahead and unmute. Or let's just do this. If you want to unmute yourself, go ahead and unmute yourself. I'm going to stop the screen share so that we can see each other's faces. There we go. Hello, everybody again. So one of the questions we got is, with the detox, can you experience or expect flu-like symptoms? With any detox, when you go through a detox, you can expect that the body is trying to get toxins out of the body. So yes, you may end up with a headache. You might end up with possibly some diarrhea. You might end up with flu-like body aches, symptoms like that. So if you are already weakened immune system, this is not the time to do a detox. If you are in healthy state and you do a detox, just know that yes, you might go through symptoms, which is why we open up. And I'm excited to tell you today that if you actually purchase the 30-day Jumpstart or choose other products to purchase, we will invite you to be a part of our community on Facebook, our private group that we run, where we actually interact by the day. So there's always different things posted up there, and the more involvement we get from everyone, the more we talk. So it's a continuation of what we've started here. We also are going to start doing what we call the Wellness Express. And I haven't told anyone about this. This is my new idea. And I've told one person and one person only. And our Wellness Express was kind of inspired by someone who's on this call. And so that what it's going to be is once a month to start. It might be more frequently, but we're going to commit to once a month, that we're going to do a 15-minute video within that Facebook group to continue on topics that we've started on today. Because we know this is a journey. It is not a one-stop shop. It is a journey to health. And in order to do that, we need continuing education. So we are going to be doing some of that. So I'm just going to jump on here and I'm going to throw this out and ask, Charlotte, would you be willing to share a little bit about your story? Because I think your story is so important for people to hear.
Okay. I was pretty ill probably about 10 years ago. And as a result, I was left with a lot of chemical sensitivity. I was extremely chemically sensitive. I had gained weight and I had a lot of joint and arthritic pain left over. And so I gradually was introduced to a few different things. Can I mention the products, Beth?
You can mention the products.
Okay, I started with OPC3 and the digestive enzymes to help me detoxify and get some of the chemicals under control, so to reduce my chemical sensitivity. And I found the OPC3 also helped with a lot of my joint and joint pain that was left over. And the TLS weight loss, the weight management system, after I lost the 30 pounds, I had a lot more energy and just felt better overall. And today I still take several different things that make me feel 10 years younger and a lot healthier than I was when I started this journey.
And you look amazing today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You must have put on makeup. Like
I
Lord.
know, it's been so weird. I feel like I'm going to clean my act up today. I've been painting and everything else and driving everywhere. So yeah, I'm just glad to be here. But no, I feel better than I did in my early 40s, and I'm in my late 50s. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. So
Welcome.
we have a lot of amazing stories, and I want to ask you, obviously we are done with our portion, but I want to encourage you, if you have the time, stick around, because I'd like some of you to interact and share your stories. And I think you're going to want to hear them. But I also want to tell you, follow up with the person who invited you to be able to book. We're happy to book 3-way calls or 3-way Zoom sessions to be able to get your questions answered. And we want to make sure that we move forward. We will be having another one of these coming up at some point. I know we're definitely doing one on April 5th. But if we have the need and ability, we'll do another one between then. Excuse me. So if you, if you would like to, I'm actually going to throw our poll up before anyone exits. And then if you choose to stay around, thank you. And we will have a couple of you share. So I'm going to ask a couple of you to share. So if you're able to stay on, please do. But let me throw our last poll up. Excuse me. All right, poll coming at you.
Yeah, well, there's a warrant out for his arrest. Oh, no. It was Bubba who bought the gas near Papa's backyard. You want water?
Okay, I think we have, almost everyone has voted. And let's see here, end polling. I thank you for your feedback on that. We got 100% yes, so thank you. I'm going to assume that you have learned something. I hope and pray that you've taken away a nugget or two that will help you in your future. And I'm going to actually ask Winifred. Winifred is a pharmacist. Would you unmute yourself and please share your story and insights with everyone? I would appreciate that very much.
Sure. Can you hear me?
I can.
Well, first of all, let me just tell you, I really enjoyed this. I didn't think I would be able to make it, but I'm so glad that I did. But as you stated, I am a practicing pharmacist in Tampa. I was battling some severe anemia and a problem with my platelets quite a few years back, and a friend of mine introduced me to the isotonics. I was excited to try them, even though I was on prescription iron. I was taking Chromogen twice daily. Normally it's once a day, but I was twice a day. And I still was not absorbing the iron. I started the isotonic multi-tech is what it was called, the multivitamin with iron. The greens and activated B. And let me tell you, you cannot OD on this because I was literally mixing that together and drinking it around the clock. I was able to bypass having iron and blood transfusions. So of course, I'm a believer of the isotonics. And as far as my insight, let me just tell everyone, I highly recommend that we get into the prevention mode. Medications are in short supply even before this whole thing started. So as you can imagine, we're probably gonna have some problems getting some things in. So if we can prevent anything, let's go ahead and take care of that. Isotonic vitamin C, I cannot stress enough how important that is right now. The cheap stuff is not even available. So we might as well invest in some really good vitamin C. I have my aloe here as well. So that's another thing. So anything that we can do to stay healthy, I highly recommend that because it's going to be a little dark before the light comes, but it will come. So let's stay on the other side of health.
Amen. Amen. And it's probably the best insurance policy we all have is to invest in ourselves with good quality supplements. So thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate your insight. Real quickly, I'm going to have just maybe one or two more. Laura, can you share, because I think, again, you have a very incredible story with your husband. Not everyone goes through what you've been through. You are muted. There you go.
Yes. Hi, Beth. Hi, everybody. Well, about 17, well, I've been using the product for 17 years, and it all started actually with my mother. She got relief sciatica due to the anti-inflammatory properties of isotonics. However, at the same time, my husband, who was just sitting here, he had been hit by a car on US 19 down here, and he was left with some severe problems from that. Oh, he's back. He didn't have any feeling in his feet and lower legs, and after using the OPC with not only my mom and then results with our son with ADD, I said, okay, you're next, because the neurologist said, nope, that's it for life. That's going to be it. You no feeling in your feet and legs. And so I just started loading Richard up, and within probably 2 weeks, he stopped smacking his feet together at night when he slept because, you know, just trying to get some sensation in the feet. I noticed that stopped, but typical guy said, no, I don't think it's working. And then almost 2 months to the date, he just like his eyes lit up and he said, oh my gosh, he said, I can feel my feet. And 2 caps a day, every day since then. So in that process of fighting, looking, searching for a doctor, someone, something to help with that was 2 years. Then OPC was introduced to us. So life-changing, yes. So we don't miss a day.
Awesome, awesome. So I know that, again, many of our questions are going to be very private that need to be discussed, but does anyone have any questions that they want to throw out to the group, or any comments they want to throw out to the group before we exit? Go for it, Dr. Wade.
Okay, so I just wanted to comment on that last story and looking for a doctor for a couple of years. Being a physician myself, I can tell you they don't teach this stuff in medical school, not at all. So, you know, they teach us, you know, regular physiology, pathophysiology, and treatment modalities that our pharmacist friend could tell you more about, but the natural health is not taught, not at all. And there's not much on nutrition. So it's not your doctor's fault that they don't know these things. So I always encourage people to, you know, look for additional information or work with another health practitioner alongside your doctor. Because it's not that your doctors don't care, it's that we're stuck in a system where we got to move people through the system really quickly and answer questions, and we don't like it either. And we're not trained to do that.
Amen. Thank you for your honesty.
Yes.
I'm an anesthesiologist. I put people to sleep all day.
Does anyone else have any questions or comments before we exit today? I don't see anyone else that's raising their hands or unmuting. So I want to cheer you to a wonderful, wonderful Saturday afternoon. Thank you for joining us. And we would love to hear from you as to whether you would like to join us on another one of these coming up. And if so, if you would like to extend a hand out to someone else that you might want to be able to educate. And if we can answer any questions for you, please let us know. So cheers, everybody. Have a great Saturday afternoon and a great weekend, and stay well. And stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, I should have gotten a picture.
Oh, okay, we'll stay.
Everyone smile for the picture.
No!
Oh.
There you go. Gotcha. Awesome.
On my best day.
Bye. Bye.
That's right.
Bye.
You're so
Bye.
tiny,
Thanks,
we can
guys.
barely see you.
Okay, how do you get out of here? Oh.